Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Essential Patience and I am Patience. And in today's video, I am talking about the effects of magical thinking. So if you don't know what magical thinking is, I found the perfect definition for the context of this video and what I'm talking about, which it refers to the belief or expectation that one's thoughts, actions, or rituals can influence events or outcomes in a way that defies logical or scientific explanations. While magical thinking can sometimes provide a sense of comfort or control, it can also lead to several side effects that are just not desired. I'm not saying magical thinking is always a bad thing. Sometimes it's there to protect you from trauma that you've experienced. It's a way to protect you mentally and sometimes even physically, but it could get to a point where it becomes a bad coping technique, and that's what sometimes it is, a coping mechanism. It's not always the healthiest. And I really got the sense to talk about this topic because a lot of books about romance, dystopian and utopian worlds, I feel like it just had an effect on a lot of us. We're like so much into books that being able to realize like, oh, that's not gonna happen. Like, people are not peaking at 16 years old, because that's where a lot of books, you know, they pick a 15, 16, maybe even 17-year-old at oldest. I think the most I've seen is like maybe 18-year-olds, and you have this like life-changing events. You are in high school, middle school, and thinking you're gonna go through the same thing. And I'm 23 years old, and it's not exactly the same thing. But you know what? We're gonna discuss it. So if you want to hear this topic and more, remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video. Let's get straight into this video about the effects of magical thinking. So one of the first things is that it disconnects you from reality. Sometimes, you know, you live in your head so much that reality and what's happening in your mind kind of bleeds into each other, and it almost kind of blends. While it's not leading to anything detrimental in the meantime, if you're not able to separate it, it can lead to a disconnection in your own reality and what you think is happening and how you interpret what's actually happening versus what you're thinking in your mind. This can lead to dabbling in delusion, as I would call it, because some things are just not gonna happen. If you think like a Prince Charming is just gonna show up to your door one day and rescue you, you're gonna go on this whirlwind to like take down a government and become a ruling prince or princess. I'm just like taking a whole bunch of books and just like putting them together. It just may not happen. You still need to live your life. Let's say for whatever reason, or shockingly, it happens. The point is that for most people it wouldn't. So you have to know what is reality and what's not. And while it's always good to explore different things in mind, like read different concepts, and sometimes escaping from your life into the world of a book, it's not the worst thing. You do need that separation. And we've seen people who form these parasocial relationships with characters and it's not real, and it bleeds into your life and it can affect it. So make sure that you know the difference between reality and what is fictional, because you don't want to conflict the two. It doesn't work in the other. Some reality may work in fiction, but that fiction does not always work in reality. So the next thing is false casualty. So magical thinking can lead to individuals to attribute unrelated events or actions as having a causal relationship, not just something that just happens. They think, oh, this caused this. It's a causal relationship. It could be a correlation, but they think it's causal because of something different. And this could really be one of those events where people are like, because somebody treats you a certain way, they're interested in you. I've seen people talk about like the friends to lovers trope or the enemies to lovers trope. You're the main character and your life is book and that is written and it's all around you. I think there's a little bit of fun in that. It's not always harmful, but it can get into blocking you away from seeing things as they are reality. That sometimes things just happen because they happen, not because it's leading to this grander thing. You're not getting this job because you're going to marry the billionaire CEO. And I really think that when we more so come down to reality, and it's always good to dream. I don't want to like say it's not good to dream or some things can't happen. There's always a chance, there's always exceptions, but it's good to also follow the reality of things. You know, don't just think of things that can happen in fiction life and try to use it to explain your life, because that's not going to help you in the long run. The next thing is superstition. Magical thinking often involves the belief of superstition or rituals. Individuals may engage in certain behaviors or rituals, such as avoiding specific numbers or performing rituals for good luck, even when there is no rational basis of these beliefs. So I've seen people take things too far from books. It could be as simple as people waiting for the admissions letter to attend, the school in Harry Potter. People thinking that they're gonna have your Edward or Katniss Everdeen effect. At the end of the day, you can't use a fictional character that an author drew up in their mind, even if it's based on something real, and try and follow those superstitions just so that you would get to where they are. Now remember, a book ends, it doesn't go on forever, so you don't know where this character ends up. Characters, they're fake. The author can do whatever they want with them, but at the end of the day, your life should be based on you and your purpose. And especially as a Christian, like, I believe in the purpose of God, so I take it very seriously not to be doing things from these books and trying to model my life after fictional character or even person that I'm putting too much faith in, because you don't know people's life 24/7. This is not even just about fictional character. It's heavily based on fiction, but also people in real life, like celebrities, and thinking somehow you have this like parasocial relationship with them, that you're going to meet them someday and it's gonna just be like, I don't know, love at first sight or friendship and connection. You want to make sure that you're doing things for you. Don't just do things because your favorite celebrity does it or influencer. Do it because you like to do it. And find yourself, find your authentic self. Don't try to be somebody else. Everybody else is taken. So be your authentic self. The fourth thing is the illusion of control. So magical thinking can create a false sense of control over uncontrollable situations. People may believe that their thoughts and actions can prevent negative events or bring about positive outcome, even when the events are entirely beyond their control. And of course, like again, I'm a Christian, so I do believe that if I pray and if I believe and I have faith, things get better and God listens to me. I'm not talking about that in this situation. I think it's a sense of this like Superman type of syndrome. Like, instead of focusing on the actions that they can do to themselves, they're entirely having this like existential experience, outwardly thing. It's this sense of everything just falling into place. Being able to detach, and just because something like happened for a character and it followed up with something, that doesn't mean it's the exact same thing with your situation. Stop trying to apply out of this world experiences to yours. So being able to, again, ground yourself in reality and knowing when reality is different from the fictional world. And now let's get to a more serious one, which is anxiety and obsessive compulsive behaviors. In some cases, magical thinking can contribute to anxiety and obsessive compulsive behaviors. Individuals may develop rituals or compulsive behaviors as a way to alleviate anxiety and prevent perceived negative consequences. And this is again something that comes with it, because you're trying to balance yourself between two worlds. It could just be your mind and reality. You can't always do both, and that becomes a struggle with you mentally about what's happening in the world versus what you think you can control in your mind, because you can't control everybody. If you're thinking about something in your mind and engaging in magical thinking, it's like, well, this goes perfectly here, and everybody comes to the table and sits down, everybody talks and have a good communication in the family. But then you might actually go to the family and it's like people are just like standing up, fighting, arguing, and it's just this disorienting feeling of like the need to control everything, and it's this illusion of control that you just don't have. People are gonna do what they want to do. You can't have but so much influence on it, and if you are burdening yourself with this, it makes you just have these compulsive behaviors, and when it's not, it gives you anxiety, because you've drawn up everything so much in your mind as to what is perfect and what the perfect this looks like and what the perfect life looks like and what the perfect husband and children looks like. So when it doesn't look that way, it gives you this anxiety, compulsive behaviors to try and control everything. And that doesn't help anyone, especially yourself. The next one is misguided decision making. Magical thinking can influence decision making processes, leading to individuals to make choices based on irrational beliefs rather than logical reasoning or evidence. This can potentially have negative consequences in various areas of life, such as finances, relationships, or health. And this is where sometimes when you have this magical thinking about like starting a business, for example, and you think it's gonna go this way and you become like an influencer, just like everybody else is doing it out there. And then you start, so you put your entire life savings into this and you're just like wanting to go and go and go, failing to realize that most businesses that start fail. And it doesn't mean you should give up, but sometimes you're not thinking about how hard it's going to be in the journey. When I started my YouTube channel, I did not have this illusion that I'm just gonna come on here and just get 1 million subscribers. And I am still growing. It is a process to like sit here, film videos. It sometimes seems easy when you're on the other side. Being able to plan these videos, do your research, edit the videos, create the thumbnail, schedule, just making sure you're being consistent. There's a level of hard work that goes into it. I can't just magically think my way into this. In the perfect world, I'm able to post a video every day, but I have a full-time job. I just can't do that. And so magical thinking is not the way I go through life, because I've seen the realities of, you know, when it's hidden. And sometimes when you're on the other side, it just moves easier than it is. But being able to make good decisions and rational decisions and not come down on yourself, because if I had to say, oh, like making videos is easy, I want to post a video every single day, but I can't do it, then it's going to lead to behaviors where I'm just going to be obsessing over it, go all in on this, let me quit my job so I can post a video every single day so I can become a big time influencer. That's irrational. Magical thinking. If I quit my job, I'm homeless. It's nice to think you can just go all in and succeed. And that may as well be possible, but sometimes you have to be rational about it and know that life doesn't go all one way. When time comes to go all in, it's with facts and evidence to back it, that's when you do that. But you can't just do it just because you feel like it and you have this aspiration and dream to do it. It doesn't work that way. It can lead to you getting crushed. The next thing is unrealistic expectations. So magical thinking can create an unrealistic expectation and beliefs of the world. This can lead to disappointments, frustrations, or a distorted perception of reality when these expectations are not met. And this goes back to my previous example of, you know, becoming a YouTuber. If I just graduate college, I'm like, oh, you know what? I just want to be a YouTuber and that's it. I'm just going to go all in. I might have faced a bit of disappointment because I've been doing this for over a year and it's going strong. There's still progress. It's a process. I'm not just going on just because somebody else did it. Doesn't mean that everybody does it. It takes a process. So making sure that you manage your expectations. Do not lead yourself into disappointments and feeling a certain type of way just because you didn't do your research or because you're in your mind thinking everything is gonna just bloom at the perfect time. No, not always. Life has its ups and downs. No matter what decisions you want to make sure that you're making it evidence-based, not just because you feel it and not because you think it and that everything goes perfectly that way because you're the main character in the storybook. And the last but absolutely not the least is the interference on problem solving. Relying on magical thinking can hinder effective problem solving. Instead of seeking practical solutions or taking the necessary actions, some people may rely on irrational beliefs or wait on supernatural intervention. As I said before, I am a Christian, but if something happened, let's say somebody like barged into my apartment, I'm not just gonna be like, oh my God, help me, just save me, and not call 911. Because yes, I do believe God can save me, but I also believe that the police is there to help me. So I will call 911 and pray. You can do both. You need to take practical solutions. If you need to pass a test, you just don't stay up all night watching Netflix thinking, oh, I'm just gonna pass, God is just gonna help me pass, or I'm just gonna pass because, you know, divine intervention of me just doing this. I'm the main character, of course I'm gonna pass. No, you need to study and then pass. You can't just sway your way through life and everything just happen to you. When you allow life to just happen to you, they're not all gonna be good things. Even when you're just trying to take control of life, it's not all gonna be good things. But you need to make sure that you take responsibility and personal responsibilities about your actions and what you're doing. So make sure that you make good decisions based on evidence and you take what you need to do to problem solve. Even as Christians, you say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now God is gonna do everything for me. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So remember, there's an action that you have to put in. Do not fall into magical thinking and allow laziness to take over, thinking things are just gonna happen, because that's not always gonna hold up. But I just want to know that not all forms of magical thinking is problematic or harmful in any way. Sometimes, you know, it just makes you dream bigger. But it's good to make sure that you're not dabbling in delusion and you're being realistic about things that actually happen and being a logical person. Of course, there are different things that happen in life and just things going on. Overall, make sure that you are staying in touch with reality and don't fall too deep into books or movies or celebrity culture and have this parasocial relationship and all of a sudden think your existence is based on a fictional character, somebody you don't know, somebody you've never met. Overall, come back to reality. Take control over your life, and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comment section, what are some forms of like magical thinking that you noticed in this world? I feel like it's becoming rampant in the media today or on social media, and that's one of the main reasons why I really wanted to talk about it, because it's easy to fall into it. When times are hard and it's difficult, it's really easy to like slip back because you just don't want to live in this reality. It's much easier to live in your mind, but know that you can take a hold of reality and create a reality that you want to live in, a reality that's so beautiful that you don't want to escape into a fake one. But thank you so much, and remember to ring the notification bell because I post 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and on Fridays. Come on over because it is fun out here and we are discussing so many different topics that you will like. And share this video if you think you'll help anybody out there. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.